All right, hello everybody. Thanks for watching the VOD. I got Wednesday's VOD up yesterday, I think, so that should be there. If you guys are regular VOD watchers, hopefully you had a chance to see it. And then I also got up the VOD from the April 11th through 14th playtest as well. Excuse me. Excuse me. I want you guys to know when I'm streaming, it's all burps. It's not farts, I swear. Not a big stream farter. A lot of burps, though, after dinner. Oh, covered in dog fur. Hey, Kinji, Thadvic, chili sauce, possum. Just waiting for Unity to load up. Hey, Costanza. I need to get another SSD and move Unity over to the SSD. I got it on a rickety old drive right now. Dadvik said watching streamers play Dune Awakening looks really cool if you like Dune. Is it an MMO? That Dune Awakening was on the list with us on anticipated MMOs in a couple places, and like, is it really an MMO though? I thought I heard something to the contrary. Ooh, that's a bright screen. Hey, Twyvern. Hello, Zukin. Chat Solo. Hey, Glizzy, Viper. Wow, I'm getting baked by this right now. There we go. Arachnus, hello. The plan for today is I need to run and look at a couple things, and then it's been bugging me that I haven't gone in and done. I made a new little necro on Friends and Family. I haven't had a chance to play her very much, but while I was playing her, I was running through Concourse of Souls, and I was like, if nobody's got Concourse of Souls checked out at the moment, I might just go in and throw some props in. And just as I see little stuff like that, it's kind of like, all right, let's maybe just hit that a little bit and chip away at it. That way it's not like building up at the end and then we're delegating that to like one person and going and do propping in all these places. Yeah, they need books for sure. And the Brazic, or I forget which one. I think it was Brazic's like an alchemist and there's nothing in his room. Hey, Quixana. Hey, Wallabus. Hey, John. So may do that. Let me look and see. Oh, and then once things kind of get going, once people are in here, I actually want to watch. I want to watch a video. I want to watch a video and talk about it with you guys. I watched like half of it. It's the one, if you're on the team, it's the one that Chip had posted. It sounds like a younger dude that's playing the game for the first time. And it's an interesting watch. It's a cool video. I listened to the second half of it while I was working out earlier. Movie day in class. Yeah, this is the best Friday, right? Village Strip 1234. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Hoop. What was I doing? Oh, hitting play. Need to roll in the CRT and VHS on the rolling stand. Man, those were the days, weren't they? One of our substitute let us bring in the movie Juice with Tupac. We got to watch that. was like a multi-day substitute teacher set up, and they let us bring in a classic. I mean, it was the 90s, right? So it was kind of a timely movie. Streamer named King Gathalion plays 90s TV ads on a fake CRT during his ad breaks. Nostalgia overload. That's amazing. I wonder if I still have them. My stream used to have, like, before I was streaming this stuff. This was the first placeholder. This was the first, like, different variations of this with all sorts of, like, weird gifs was, like, the placeholder of when I first, because I was just streaming for fun. Just to figure out, like, how it worked or whatever when I was working at my last company, because all the young people were into it. That's actually kind of how I eventually made my way over to here. I was streaming, I think I was just, like, playing Overwatch in the mornings. I'd wake up early in the morning before work, and I would just stream Overwatch while I was at the last company. Hey Tuesday, what's going on? Development. Yeah, that was Gargamel and the Smurfs. Christian Slater from Pump Up the Volume, one of my favorite movies when I was a young rebellious man, instead of now where I'm an old rebellious man. I still just feel like I honestly, I don't feel, aside from the tiny bit of wisdom maybe that I've ascertained or gained, or excuse me, over the years, like, I don't feel any different than when I was a little pain in the ass 15-year-old. Hey Rev Chumley, Tsunami-san. But yeah, so we'll watch that video once things get popping in here. It's pretty cool. He put it out 6 days ago. He's got 2.8 thousand views, and it's him playing MnM for the first time, and it's a fun watch. I mean, it's a difficult watch at times because it's like, oh man, we could definitely make it easier for, you know, people to get into the game. But it's a fun watch because he's still like, he still seems to have fun and stuff. Just killed 5,000 walruses for a portion of an achievement for a DPS boost. Please don't add Slayer achievements into MnM. Yeah, no plans for that. You're safe. Where do I need to go? I need to go to Keepers. Zone. Hey, Numley fans, Gunner. What's going on, guys? I don't know why, but I keep seeing so many Dungeon Crawler Carl references everywhere now. Wait, Pyro, are you new to it? Are you new to it like us, or? It's raining everywhere right now. What book are you on? Ah, why am I in the ground? There we go. Did the ground move again? It's raining everywhere right now. You haven't started yet, but apparently you must now. Yeah, you should check it out. We were just listening. I had to just show some discipline and tell Jasmine to hit pause at like 7:30, so I could be streaming by 8. We were listening to it after dinner. Oh, these are pretty. Good job, Goblin. It started moving. I'm like, Are they moving or only when I'm close? Okay, that's not bad. Trees and Telekir need to revisit. Yeah, probably. So our dear friend Bjorn is has been working on this transition. Whoa, that was absolutely what I wanted to have happen. Okay. Yeah, because we want to do sort of we want to do a kind of like a Badlands desert to kind of dry brush to green transition in this area. I think it needs to still come all the way up into like right here-ish. And then we'll do a bunch of scrub and stuff like that. And maybe this might need like a dog leg or something to kind of obscure things, but maybe not. It needs some work. I'll get in here and talk to him about that once I figure out what the words are that I want to say. Bjorn sounds like a wizard. Lucky find. Oh, he's a great dude. He's great. He, I mean, we didn't find him. He found us, and he kept just like submitting stuff and working on stuff and iterating. He did a lot of iterating and improvement. I think he worked for, I think, at least a year to get on the team. And we're really fortunate that he persisted and kept showing us what he could do, because he's turned out to be great. Very interesting dude in real life as well. Just another really good addition. We're just really very blessed with the team that we have. Arthax, hello. Magnus said, hey, playtest was a blast. Thank you. Hey, thanks for playing. Hey, Corvus. You're the one that was saying that about Bjorn, but I didn't read out your name. What's up, Silver Dragon? Just add a volcano on your set? What, here? Why are you talking about volcanoes? What have you been overhearing? What have you heard? How do you know? We got one person talking about volcanoes. We got another person talking about silver dragons, or at least name that. I feel like there's a leak in our department. This looks like the only zone so far I could imagine running into a wild horse in. Chip, what about horses along the shoreline? There's a whole horse island in the northeast. Where is that? Is that Maryland or Virginia? There's a horse island. Desert horses. I mean, I'm just going to pretend that Arabians are from the desert, even if they're not actually from the desert. You hear UFOs are real, Kentros? I like the newest take on it. I like the idea that we've come full circle. everybody was like, oh, angels and demons were actually UFOs. And now we're all the way back to actually UFOs are angels and demons. That's fun. Horses on the shoreline reminds you of the horse and his boy. I don't know that I know that. I saw the Black Stallion movie back in the 80s. Remaking Star Stable and MnM. I mean, if we wanted to make some big bucks later on, one of our future games could be a new Star Stable, I guess. Worst games, they either kind of don't do anything or they do really well, like Star Stable. Feindor, I missed your comment. Hold on one second, I'll scroll up and get it. But like, just to wrap up the thought, I was looking because the last number that I saw for Star Stable was 700,000 monthly active users during COVID. And then I saw a press release when Nordisk Games purchased more because they were buying up the company while I was there. They had a press release saying that they had finally gotten like majority stake in the company, and they said 1.2 million active users. That's if that number is accurate. But I know they were going to mobile as well, because we were working on the mobile port, and you could play on, you know, basically it's just it's multi-platform. And we were working on a mobile port while I was there, and it went live after I left. But if they really did have anywhere between 700,000 and 1.2 million monthly active users on Star Stable, that makes it one of the bigger MMOs in terms of monthly actives. And you guys probably haven't heard of it. So let me scroll back up. I'm sorry. Feindor said, hello there. Tuning into the stream for the first time, coming from WoW and never played EQ, but so far MnM looks enticing. Been pretty dissatisfied with the state of modern MMOs, and I randomly stumbled upon this game. I have a lot of questions for you then, and it's actually good timing. A horse mystery MMO called Equinox. I know, I've seen that one. It's from, I think I might even know some people involved with that. Like just maybe a person next to a person, like a second connection or something like that. But I saw that come up in LinkedIn. Let me see. I may while I'm looking that up, Feindor, I want to know all about you. People that come to us from like WoW or RuneScape or other just areas, Final Fantasy 11. I always want to know, like, where did you actually hear about us? What do you know about the game so far? Have you played in the play test? Right? Because I'm always curious, like, whether or not. Yeah, I'm just curious. That's why on our Discord, we've got like the introduction. Here's our Discord. The introduction area, it's always neat to read those as well. So what was I looking up? I was looking up Equinox MMO, and then I was going to hit So what do you guys think about these hills, the geo and stuff around here? Do you like this? The geometry look okay to you? Get some of your feedback in here as well as I'm looking, because I'm just coming in to look at like sort of the Bjorn's been restructuring the geo to make it feel a little different than the other zones so far, and but also feel old school. Equinox. Horseback riding MMO, half occult mystery. So half cozy horseback riding MMO, half occult mystery. Star Stable's actually really got crazy lore. It's got really good lore. So Blue Scarab, made up of former Helldivers 2, Battlefield, World of Warcraft, and Star Stable developers, has announced Equinox. Craig Morrison. Let me hop on LinkedIn. And what is the company's name again? Blue Scarab? Okay. Goblin's trees look like they fit in the area a lot better than the others. Oh, yeah, so these are the new textures. These are the ones that we've had, so they might get some touch up. This POI definitely needs some touching up. Well, it needs some work, not just touching up. Wonder about issues with mob falling through the world or scaling up and dying on the side of the cliff. We'll be addressing a lot of the walking up cliff stuff. Feels a little like you're trapped in a bowl, maybe. On this side, for sure. You know, it's got traditional sort of zone walls and stuff. Over there, you've got the ocean. All right, so LinkedIn. Let me look this up. Yeah, okay. I know that, actually, I know one of the guys there very well. Well, not very well. I mean, we talked a bit. We talked a bit in Sweden. We met because he used to run the company I was at there for a bit. Fun guy. So good for them. But yeah, I definitely understand like why they're doing the game. Anybody on the business side that's been exposed to my previous company, the company I was at, you definitely see like, oh wow, if you targeted kind of the right niche audience with the right product, you can actually do pretty damn well. Curvis said, definitely feels old school. When I was exploring the zone in the playtest, it felt very purposeless, though. Maybe once the POIs are established, it'll feel different, but also we were limited by how much we could explore. Yeah, I mean, it's a very placeholder population. I mean, I'm assuming finding cool camps that drop interesting items is probably going to be the biggest motivation, Corvus. This will, once it's active, this is actually an inn that players can go to. So it's an inn and tavern. And you can see it's like, it's in, but it's not done up, right? So you wouldn't even know. So there'll be a little like stable here, an inn. And then we got to blast out the population. There's actually a mini dungeon in here that you probably didn't run into then, but there's a mini dungeon in here that's kind of should hopefully be interesting or fun to you. So we'll see. Hopefully that adds the purpose. And there are more POIs. So Feindor says, I was watching one streamer that is known for his RP PvP scene in WoW, and he was watching one of your art asset videos, and I like the art style, so I looked it up. I have started reading about your development and current progress, and got really interested in the races and scope of the world and dynamic in regard to the trade skills. Okay, that's pretty cool. Interesting. So this individual, Shobek, was watching something about our game? Hold on. Oh, this is cool. Right on. Yeah, a lot of times I'll just kind of be like, oh, why would yeah, I don't. We've gotten you know, I think we're getting more used to people from different different like vectors. He's gonna RP, walk around, and execute everyone in Wormsbane if he plays. Well, one of the things on our wish list, and we had, you know, we had brought somebody on board to focus on it, but we weren't able to like give him all the attention I think he needed, and it was just kind of like it didn't feel like it was getting traction. But one of the things on our wish list is to do a GTA 5 style RP server, just because it seems like it would be fun, right? It'd be whitelisted. It would be, you have to fill out an application. You got to be serious. You should really want to seriously role play and all of that. Now, we're not saying you have to be serious when you role play, but you need to be like serious about role playing. And then that was one of those things where I personally, I'm so interested in just seeing who would do it and like the storytelling that would come from it, that, you know, I was like, hell, we could even get this going up before we're even, you know, in early access or whatever. Just like just a role play. It is a voice over IP, like voice over IP role play server, like just like a GTA 5 role play server. Like that's been on our list for years. So and then when we put it forward, if you go to our Discord, you can read, like, if you check it out, there's a lot of discussion in the like role play server area, because what happened was we weren't really expecting, and it makes sense, but we weren't really thinking about it because we had been thinking about like, yeah, like there's Keebs, like we've been talking about that, Keebs and the team and everybody in here, we've been talking about this since like 2020. You'd roleplay as a shady goblin jewelry merchant. Perfect, right? So it's one of those things that we want to actually get up and going. Sorry, I was just reading some stuff. Yeah, and that's mainly what it's for. It's like, it's this idea of like interesting stream content, right? And what happened was, we weren't really expecting it because we were jazzed on this idea. We've been talking about this idea for years. And then we put the idea up there and everybody's like, well, if the roleplay server requires voice over IP, I don't want to be on it, right? Like, not everybody, but there's a immediate sort of split between like roleplay server and what we were talking about with regards to like this, like voice based roleplay similar to the GTA 5 server. So, and we were like, all right, well, I mean, we're not saying that we won't have a role play designated normal server, but we also want one where it is a, you know, a voice based, because it's so fun, it's so silly, right? And like people are streaming it, and it's kind of all the goofy shit. I could watch GTA 5 streams for hours of just people with their characters being kind of, you know, just quirky and having fun. And so Silver Dragon said, I love all the new ideas like this you guys come up with. Really makes MnM unique. Yeah, well, and that's kind of the thought was like, this is just one of those things, like, it's our game and we want to kind of do some weird shit. Why not do that? Now you guys got me hyped on this again. It's extra work. Yeah, so, but I think it's something that's got to be like, I just need to like designate time once a week to sit down and get some momentum back on that. Yeah, it would basically be like a Night Harbor roleplay server initially, right? You have your shops and you have, you know, just I think it would be cool. But it would be a matter of like getting getting the applications up, taking the applications, communicating with it, having somebody that actually is watching it, and you know, because there's a lot of rules there. We had someone on the team for a while, and he comes from the GTA 5 RP scene, and he was, you know, explaining it all and showing us kind of like all the rules that people have to follow, and you know, like what's allowed and what's not, and metagaming and this and that, and all this stuff that I hadn't really even considered. Yeah, I think we're probably pretty. I think we're good in here. Let me zone to Night Harbor. All of us said I watched the crap out of it. GTA RP was such good viewing. Exactly. Will there be housing in this zone? Yes, there's housing up in that village. In Keeper's Bite? Yep. You may be able to get those farmhouses as well. We got some farmhouses up there. Keyframe says, in response to getting people from different vectors, I think the great thing about the MMO community in general right now is there's a lot of people just looking for a new, fresh MMO period. So there's a ton of market share that might not have played this type of MMO before, but are open to trying and end up hooked. You know what? This is a great segue to what I wanted to cover today, actually. Let's get that set up. So I'm gonna hit pause on the music. You swear you're not a paid actor. You're one of our plants. We're so well organized. As you can tell by my various streams, we're so very well organized that we actually put you in the crowd. Zarkin said, in my experience, it's fairly common for female players to avoid any voice chat because it draws attention to them. Some of them didn't play female characters for the same reason. Yeah, so a lot of people have told me the reason why people don't want to do voice on the roleplay server. But the thing that I keep trying to explain to them without sounding snarky is, if you don't want to do voice, you don't belong on that server. That server is for people who really want to get in and do voice. And then the other roleplay servers that aren't we need a different name for it. Instead of like roleplay servers, should just be like the streamers make content roleplay extravaganza. Streamer SMCRP. That we need it needs a fresh acronym or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't, but I don't want to use voice. And it's like, now you could be on that server and not use voice, but you could, you would be kind of like, I don't know, like an NPC or whatever. You'd be one of the background actors. But I'd be very curious to see, like, if we did that Grand Theft Goblin roleplay server. GTG RP. Should we just run with that, Normally fans? Streamers live action production. I don't know. Grand Theft Goblin. I think people will get it. We call it Grand Theft Goblin 6. You'll get Grand Theft Goblin 6 before you get Grand Theft Auto 6. I think we might be able to pull that off. I think we just figured this shit out. Only Fangs did a voiceover mod for anybody in the guild playing WoW hardcore early on. Everyone was required to RP as the race they played. It was hilarious early on. Yeah, I'm hoping that it kind of draws that type of silliness without like all the drama if you flee during a raid. Corvus says, I've done thousands of hours of military role playing, and having Night Harbor Guards as a faction, just like GTA RP has cops, would be dope. Well, it'll be there. So fill out the application when we post it. and then we'll see what happens. But you guys have me thinking about this server again. Damn it. All right, so I turned off music so that I could turn on this video. And nope, that's Showback. That's the horse stuff. I can close that. What else we got here? There we go. Let me switch accounts so that all the stuff that's gonna pop up on my account doesn't pop up on stream. You'll be like, what does that guy watch all day? C-Dank said that was my idea. I'm the one that got it made. The OnlyFans voiceover mod? Really? Prox Voice is just fun as hell for any game. I don't think you need a special server for it. Just a way to opt out if you don't like it. So the only server that we've talked about having proximity voice for is this RP server we keep talking about. GTG6 is the new server name. So just we got to get used to it. Grand Theft Goblin 6. Feindor said, I understand that this game might not ultimately be for me in regard to relative lack of action, fast-paced, skill-based combat, and less soloable content, but at the same time, I'm longing for a journey and cool social experience. It's definitely social. There's a reason I can't play retail WoW for a long time, and always end up playing vanilla WoW every single time. I'm hoping once we clean up, some things in terms of like make it a little bit easier, which is the topic of this video, for people to get in and do some other stuff. Maybe hopefully you guys will come in, you'll realize like it's not like ARPG, super camera out, crazy shit going on, fast pace, but it is kind of like there is a pucker factor when you're in a group and they're pulling and all of a sudden pulls get a little wonky, or you get it the wrong mob, or something goes off. Like it can be a very sort of intense tactical game. So so I want to set this up so that you guys can hear the video, and I want to watch this video. I don't think it's poor form to watch the video. We've watched other people's videos before. But I do want to watch this video. We may watch it a little bit faster because it's a 24-minute video, so I may set it to like, okay, 1.25. I think I already preset that. I was listening to 1.5 while I was watching the like I watched the second half while working out earlier. Liz, the dad server idea didn't die, but it was also never really a formal idea. Excuse me. Man, I'm so burpy. But I swear I'm not farty. I'm just burpy. Nobody out there accuse me of bad sounds. That sounds like I protest too much, huh? Yeah, the air goes up. It's always just mouse farts. Encrypt, do not start with the chat bubbles. Oh Lord. Chat bubbles get mentioned once in here. So I was already thinking about that. All right, so let me can you guys see it well enough? Do I need to make it full screen? I don't know what the etiquette is. Okay, now let's see if you can hear it.
And Memories is an indie MMORPG with some experienced developers behind it. This is a retro EverQuest style open world MMORPG. I'm gonna see what.
How is that? That sounds good. Okay, so the video, Chip posted this in our Slack. I'll turn it up some more. And with some notes that he had pulled out, and it was really good. And so I've been meaning to watch it. Finally got some of it watched, and then was able to listen to it and kind of peek over while I was working out. So the video is from IndieP. Here, let me open in a new tab. So IndieP, patron, and this is his link. It looks like some really cool videos. And then this is the video. I'll turn it up, and then I'll turn it way up, and then you guys tell me to turn it down. And the video is the EverQuest successor we've been waiting for, ? Monsters and Memories.
Monsters and Memories is an indie MMORPG with some experienced developers behind it. This is a retro EverQuest style open world MMORPG. I'm going to see what the game has to offer. I know the very basics of just starting, so bear with me. I didn't play EverQuest in its prime. I'm not one of those EverQuest style dudes, but they have over 1,000 players on right now, so we're going to check it out. If you're into indie MMORPGs, make sure to stick around by subscribing until we cover on this channel. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure there are some major lovers of this game, and I'm sure some players like me who really struggle to get into stuff like this. You can also join our Discord server as well. We have over 800 on there. Shout out to the Backdoor Guild. One of our subscribers are in there, and they really helped me out.
So Backdoor Guild, thank you for assisting. He references you throughout the video. Despite your name and your iconography, I do appreciate it.
Out by supplying me with a map and a lot of information when I ask questions, so thank you. Now let's get started. Real quick, we're backing up to just the character creator. We have Dwarf, Gnome, Goblin, Halfling, Human, Ogre, Wood Elf. I'm sure if you're an EverQuest player, you're familiar with all of this. I believe all their base default stats are different, so Ogre should be better at fighting. My only experience with stuff like this is Evercraft. Well, actually, it has a different name now. It's Adrulan Online. I'm going to go Ogre because I love Ogres, and we're going to go Fighter because I know where that trainer is. So let me make this guy real quick. For stats, we're going all strength, all stamina, all dexterity. That's all I know. We're gonna go Brawn because I don't know. I'm gonna go swordsman since we start off with a sword, and we will go fast metabolism. We'll go miner, the Matswar, the god of death. Okay, we finally made it. So I've tried this game out over a course of 2 hours. This is like EverQuest, so you either know or you don't. So you need to find your trainer when you first start, hand in.
So he's either already like done some serious experimenting, or someone has told him how to hand in the guild note, right? Because that's not intuitive for anybody that either hasn't read the manual or has received some help, right? Like, because at the moment we're providing no tooltips, there's nothing going on in the interface that's helping you out, but that's something we've discussed. I've always been resistant to a lot of like stuff that feels over the top helpy, but the team's really kind of pushed on that, and Nick's had some great example and all of different like non-intrusive ways of doing it, and it's something that I think over probably the last 6 months I've really more and more been looking at and been like, hey, how do we do this and have it not feel cheesy and have it be helpful, right? So and anybody that watched my last stream where I was going off on a rant about like this very thing about games trying too hard to like make it so you can't make a mistake, and then inevitably you'll always find a way to make a mistake and then be like, why is this game isn't designed properly because no one told me not to like stick my finger in the light socket. So think the idea that a game, so C-Dank said the game should teach you rather than having a tip/guide. I guess for some games, but some games I just don't. I think it creates a different vibe. It's like saying, like if you buy like whatever the latest flight sim is, a lot of times you're getting the flight sim and you want the book. You want it to be like, oh, I want this to be dense and rich and have all sorts of shit that like if you were trying to make sure that there's no way I can miss this in game, it would just be like, I don't know, man. I think over the years the whole push for, if I've got to read something outside the game, it's not well designed. I just don't. I'm not a believer in it. I think the game should create the experience you want the game to create, and sometimes that requires you to like actually ask of the player to spend like a couple minutes learning about. It's like, hey, could you invest 15 minutes up front, not even in the game, for this thing that you may be playing for years and years, right? Like, I honestly think the death of manuals is sad. I used to love reading the manuals and thumbing through them, and I'd take them to school with me so that I could like have the game in my hand while I was waiting to get home and play. So I think there's a certain amount of friction we want, because like he says, when we listen to this, when I actually hit play again, like he's already got somebody assisting him, right? And I'd be very curious. I would love to talk to this person, like find out how did he meet the Backdoor Guild and all this other stuff, right? So John said, I felt the new player quest should teach you the system spread across classes and slowly strip away the hand-holding as you go. I've gone more Sean's direction over time. There's a struggle. There has to be a struggle at the start. Well, and also the thing is, like, if you don't force someone to do the new player quest, then all of that work that you just put into teaching all the systems over time doesn't get seen because they didn't do the quest, right? So you've got to like make sure they can't miss the quest. Then you got to make sure they will do the quest. And then the quest is making them do some stuff that may not be fun because it's basically a tutorial. And it's like, now I'm immediately on the rails of this game instead of being plopped in this world, right? So I don't know. This goes all the way back to like, I was explaining this to my wife, I don't know, earlier today. Hey, Sparrow, it was just like, I'm not saying any of the games that teach you how to play it right off the bat are wrong. They're great games, right? Like any game that's super intuitive and you learn it as you go, any game with a tutorial could be good. I'm just saying there's a difference in, aspirationally in the early 2000s where, Bartle was writing books about making virtual worlds, not like, how do we make sure that we optimize the entry into this massively multiplayer online game so that we've got the best retention curve possible so that everybody is then put into the tracks perfectly so that those dopamine hits and we can retain them for, 30, 60, 90 days and improve their lifetime value, right? Like it's, make the optional tutorial area that you can play from the main menu offline. We're definitely looking at that. Definitely looking at that. Aaron Shore has felt like such a good primer to the classic MMO mechanics. It's funny that those two things together, oddly enough. Wouldn't it be cool if the Aaron Shore setup could be used as part of our offline tutorial? That'd be kind of neat. If only we knew him. So anyway, I was rambling about shit, so I missed a ton of what you said. But let's listen to this now, and I'll let him talk for a while. Liz said, shit, you guys are saying so many good things. I'm actually just not going to click go yet. Liz said, as someone who answered a lot of questions, it's surprising that people come to a game without wanting to try first. But like Crawl the Dungeon Crawler, if you woke up like you do in most games IRL, you'd be confused as fuck. Why should I be surprised if we were in a game? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, anyways, you guys are all saying really good stuff. Repeat it later if I miss any of it. And let's listen to IndieP because he actually gets into. There's some interesting stuff in here, and there's some really great moments of like, I feel like oh wow, I figured that out. But there's a lot of, anytime I've done these in the past, because we've done these, all the way back at Sony since then. I've done focus groups. I've sat in the room with the guys and we're taking notes. We're looking through the police mirror, the one-way mirror. We're watching people play. We're doing demos and watching people play. And so that's like, so, and it's so like, you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, how bad do I suck at making games if this person's this confused? No matter how good the tutorial it is, people are like, wandering off the cliff and dying. You're like, oh shit, so watching this, it was actually better than I thought. I thought I was going to be like, But it was actually better than I thought. And when I shut up and I hit play again, you'll actually hear some moments in here where it feels like, oh, I figured this out. And it's like genuine joy. So, poor Camix said, I've never even heard of this game and it looks like my jam. You'll have to tell us more about yourself in a bit. I'm going to hit play again.
Or, well, hand in your note of recruitment to your trainer, and you need to read the dialogue. Mine in particular sends me out to talk to a couple of people, and then we'll get our first starter quest. So there's just so much to know if you're going to play games like this. I mean, back then they used to like give out big books with these games like EverQuest, no? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how it was. I had to ask my guild, they made me...
Dragon, don't worry. If we do anything with the offline tutorial, it will not in any way look like... It will be a complete fake facsimile of how our systems and stuff like that work. Mainly because we just don't want to replicate all that work. So it's not like we're not putting anything on the client that we don't trust to be on the client.
A little map, I'll pop it up on the screen, thank you guys, because I was breaking my head just trying to find this building. I never thought to go in here. Let me go turn in this, and then we'll basically be starting off the game. We're gonna have our first little quest to go and fight mobs and gather materials. Oh yeah, I guess I can't put in just anything. The problem I had last time I was playing was we have like no inventory space, right? This is all the inventory space unless you have bags, but
and his inventory space is full because we didn't give him any hints on like, hey, you should memorize those skills, right? So, but he'll get to that in a little bit.
My guildie said hit the B key and drag these onto... Oh my god. I would never have figured this out. I was trying to right click them, double click them. Let me...
Which is fair, and that may not be a bad way to do it, right? So we'll be looking at stuff like that. But I gotta say, I really enjoyed watching this video as much as it was like one of those things where, like, oh man, I wish it was easier for him and I wish everything was perfect. It was just his attitude in this is so good. Just such a good attitude.
Learn all these real quick. Okay, so this is what we learned. Can I drag, click? Hang on, what's happening? Okay, yeah. I know because I played Evercraft or Algernon online that your ability book right here is all the skills that you can use. What is Rend? There are no descriptions, so we just have to figure this out. Obviously, we know what Taunt does. I don't know what Brawn does. Rend looks like some kind of attack. So, our starter quest. I cannot believe it took me 2 hours to get to this point that we just managed to complete in like 5 seconds. They said this item is some kind of part of a tower or something.
So you just said the first time he did this, it took him 2 hours, and he's still here. I'm very curious about this guy. I'm like, I want to talk to him so bad.
Outside, I don't know. We need a snake fang, a skeleton jawbone, a fire.
Nick said, I just sat down, started watching this video, then realized you were streaming, and we were starting and we're just starting the video as well. Yeah, he's a super trooper.
Beetle's eye. It just drops you and doesn't really tell you anything. I guess that's how EverQuest and all those games used to be. But this is the starter city. The combat should just be like one press and you're toggled. So I'm going to press Q to attack. Yep, he's attacking.
So he either figured that out or someone told him or he read it. I'm very curious.
Let me try Rend. One. Anything? What does it say? Ability's not available right now. I don't know what that means. It's red, so oh well. Let's use Brawn. No. I think Brawn we apply to ourselves. Looks like we're actually gonna beat this rat. I am surprised. Get him.
I love it.
Can we loot
the
it?
Commentary is so
Any loot?
good.
Nothing. Oh, we got a rat tooth. We also have some kind of eating and drinking system. Can I drink? Right click? Left click? No. Double left click? No. Right click? Can I put them on my hotbar? No.
Dude, and I've got to say, it's what an amazing time to like be in as a game developer. We used to have to like really bring people in and like sit in a creepy room and look over their shoulder and record stuff and all that to get this information, like get this perspective. It's so good.
Drag it on ourselves? No. Drag it on ourselves here? No. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know how you people love these kind of games. I'm definitely going to be insulted for not knowing how to do stuff. A scout necklace. Can I wear this? Neck? I can, but I don't know if it has any stats. So here's a snake we can try to attack. Press Q. Use Rend. Not available. Okay, so I don't know how to use this skill.
Who is that that just ran by? Hold on
right
one
click.
second.
Can I put them on my hotbar? No. Drag it on ourselves? No. Drag it on ourselves here? No? Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know how you people love these kind of games. I'm definitely gonna be insulted for not knowing how to use stuff. A scout necklace? Can I wear this? Neck? I can, but I don't know if it has any stats. So here's a snake we can try to attack. Press Q. Use rend. Not available. Okay, so I don't know how to use this skill. Let me see if we can beat a snake. This guy's awesome. I tried to take the name Shrek, but it was taken. Are we gonna win? Okay, we won. Well, these double axes are sick. I want one. Double click to loot. Right click to loot. Oh, it's right click. One of the subscribers and I put in 2 hours and we were just struggling. But I think what you just saw in the first minute is like a big part of just starting. There is a description in your note on where to go for your trainer, but
Cristo Disco said it would be great to drag any slot to the hotbar, basically being able to quick swap weapon. You can do that. You can actually do it. It's maybe not super intuitive, but you can do it. You can you just gotta hold it down long enough and then it like pops it out onto your cursor and then you can drag it down.
they're pretty big. I need a snake fang or something. Get them. This is an alpha, so you know, hopefully it changes a bit.
Drag the
But I
bag
honestly
slots. Okay. Well, we've got a new person on the team as of like yesterday that's going to be focusing on UI. He's in here now, actually.
don't think these core systems of like trying to find your trainer and stuff are going to change. I doubt they're going to add a map. I doubt they're going to add indicators for a lot of stuff. I don't know if they're going to add description. Okay, my dude is failing. Time to run. Bro, are you kidding me? And the tethering on these mobs, bro, they'll go clear into the other side of the city. Watch this. Someone healed me for 12 health. Thank you. Oh, that means we could fight potentially. There he is. Come on, Snake. There we go. Thank you. Someone help me. That guy helped me. Little goblin. Slash cheer. Oh, yeah. That's funny. There are a lot of slash commands, so... Oh, he's cheering too. Little guy. Yeah, well, those player interactions always make these games a little bit more fun. Did I even loot that? I didn't even loot him. I don't honestly know what, like, the plan is as a character, like how to develop or grow, because there is also crafting and gathering, and this is the last day of this weekend test, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Okay, Snake Fang, success. Now we need a skeleton jawbone or fight a beetle of some kind. I know there are some big beetles. Kind of reminds me of Star Wars Galaxies. I think Galaxies, even though it has a lot of content, it's a bit more straightforward. There's a skeleton. No, that's a summon. Bro, it does 0 damage. 1 point. Oh, that guy's got a two-handed sword. I wish there were some chat bubbles I'd type to him, but people don't seem to notice chat. Come on, come on. Get him. Yay. Bone chips. No, we need a skull. I'm gonna sit down. Bro, these fights legit take like 30 seconds. Hit him. Come on, hit him. What are you waiting for? This is our experience bar. Are we actually gonna see any difference if we level up? That's what I'd like to know. Let's just try to level 2 while we're trying to find those mobs. Oh, look at that guy. He's got some kind of axe-looking thing. It might take a super long time just to make a piece of gear. Oh, dang, this guy's buffing me. You feel...
Yeah, don't say chat bubbles that many times in chat. Goblin will definitely appear. And you know what? If you push that point, I will shut the stream down right now. I will have the rest of my Friday off. Chat bubbles.
Feel much quicker. Haste.
Look at that handsome. Look at that guy right there.
Slash cheer.
Slash cheer.
Hilarious. Unfortunately, we have like absolutely no storage capacity. I don't know. I'm worried that if they stick so close to EverQuest and like these old style games like Worm, they're not going to be able to get like new players. They're just going to have a small player base that'll eventually dwindle. I don't want these games to fail, even if I'm not like a huge fan. We're not doing any damage. We might have to run in a second. He already healed back to full health. Oh, there we go. A good hit. Shrek doesn't back down from a fight, but this isn't looking very good. Maybe we need a level first. Shrek has to run. Go Shrek. Okay, new goal. We need to get to level 2 first, because I'm guessing these guys are stronger. Seems like skeletons are the weakest, then maybe snakes, then rats, then beetles. Yep, he's still following us. Maybe someone will heal us. You can see the people with pets and summons. There are a lot of classes. Beetle is still chasing us into town. He is right there. Okay, I don't see him any... Nope. He just can't render in, but he's still chasing us. This is bad. Okay. Round 2.
If you look, he does know about the help command.
Right there. Okay, I don't see him any... Nope. He just...
So you see that purple there. So he's used some help command.
Can't render in.
You watched this happen real time during the test? That's amazing. Zukin said it's interesting you learned about turning in a note but not to consider function. Yeah,
but I mean, he's still chasing us. This is bad. Okay.
The beetle still.
Round 2. Help me, Lavender. Help me, someone. Bro, no one sees text. Oh my, I have to run, sorry. Flash cheer, someone help me. Flash yell, someone help me. You yell for help. Come on, someone help me, bro. It's been like 5 minutes I'm running. Where's our goblin friend who was healing us before? Oh, someone did it. Flash cheer. Let's go see if we can just fight these little guys.
Cheer. He's just running around spreading joy. Oh man.
Guys, we need a level. Beetle is too strong. Whoa, this guy's got a big hammer. Very cool. Hey, we have a pickaxe. Can we mine this? Okay, we have a pickaxe. Whoa. Heck yeah, we're mining. Are we getting anything?
Chat bubbles would add more visual context to what's happening when he's asking for help. Of course it would. I personally, and maybe it'll be one of those things we just put up for a vote on the team or whatever. I hate the center of the screen cluttered with a bunch of chat bubbles, and people are like, you can always point to an example of like, oh, it's just two guys and the cameras are fully scrolled back and blah blah blah, and it's not that bad, dude. I just hate them. I hate them. All the shit that clutters up a screen, and it's just ugh.
You've harvested.
But I understand why they work.
Harvested stone. Oh, nice. Here we go. We're getting stuff. Drop limestone. Pick it up. Put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. It cannot go in the bag. Then we're gonna have to abandon it. Okay, our experience is going up. I'd like to see it go up in real time. Let's see. Alright. We got clothes! My theory was incorrect. Take it, take it. How do I take this? It's gotta be better than this, right? Chest? How do I equip this? Tattered cloth robe. Nothing, bro, nothing. Come on! Well, that's disappointing, I guess. Why am I struggling with this one? I don't understand the RNG. It's like really all over the place. Whoa, I took him out. I took half his health in that one hit. Okay. People have different colored names. I don't know what that means. Maybe their strength in relation to my character? Try holding right click on the item. Make sure your class can wear the item. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's how you get up description boxes. Didn't know that. So it looks like this is for not my class. Okay. Can I trade this guy somehow? Slash trade. Looks like it's getting dark. Let's turn on our candle with right click. Are we really going to fail to the snake?
In EQ, there's a place you can drop any piece of equipment and it will auto slot for you. That would have worked for him here as well when he was clicking on it. It's just he can't wear that.
We fought like 5 snakes. I hate nighttime. It's too dark in this game. You guys are healing
I told you if you guys said chat bubbles enough, he'd appear. There he is.
me. Oh, you can cook food here? How'd I do that? Left click. Oh. Didn't see that. Okay. We're almost level 2. Oh, yeah. Now, what does that do for me? Let's see if I'm any stronger in a fight. All these nice buffs. Slash cheer for the boys. Let's see if this is any easier. We're at level 2. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Let's see if it makes any difference. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is way crazier.
That, those little moments of like, oh yeah, and figuring stuff out make the video super fun.
Unless this is just coincidence. We took no damage. I didn't even have to cut that fight, it was so fast. Now we're talking. A level made a big difference, looks like. The struggle was worth it. We're running back in town, it's dark anyways, so, take a break from the grind. They have like a whole market here. I think it's all kind of player-ran stuff. Yep, the night market. I believe the crafting should be here somewhere, right? My guildie said your best bet is to go after humanoids like skeletons and zombies. What's cool is if you see one with a weapon, they will drop that weapon. My guildies are saying making gear is harder than I think. The armor will need leather scraps to finish. The weapons will need alchemy for flux.
This video, for those of you that are just coming in, this video is from IndieP. Here is a link to his channel. Indie Patron.
Yeah, this looks like some kind of group meeting hall. There's a fire beetle. Let's see if we can take it. Oh, he's fighting it. Let's help him. Ooh, I hit him pretty hard.
Let's help him. It's funny. It's like, and it's such a like wholesome. Let's help him. And then somebody's probably petitioning, "F you, kill stealer." Like, but as people learn the etiquette and as people like are helping each other and all of that. Like how it's not different than when we first started playing EverQuest. It's not. These are the struggles.
Ooh, got him. Whoa, what is this?
Oh no.
Okay. Shrek can't take this. We got some kind of dog warrior. Ah. Bro. Okay, we gotta go get our loot. We are a little naked. Is my body around here? It's like pitch black on my screen. Is that my body? Yes. I see a little bit darker chunk right here. Man, it's hard to rush a game like this. I only have this one day to try it. This game takes a lot of exploration. You have to go figure out what NPCs buy what, who to turn in stuff to. Because it's not like RuneScape where you have a general merchant. I can't just go and loot everything and take it to an NPC. Let me see if I can give this guy a...
You can't rush a game like this. I don't like if he comes back and continues, which spoiler, it sounds like he might. Like that statement of you can't rush a game like this. I don't. That kind of to me that feels good. Like that feels like I'm investing. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just. Maybe I'm there's definitely some confirmation bias. There's definitely shit that we can improve and make it easier. But there's that sense throughout this that's like, I don't know, it just feels good.
This guy's a necromancer. I'll give this to him. He took it. Looks like experience rate has gotten a lot slower. Oh, someone gave us some mega speed. Some kind of smelter here or something, right? A shifty gnome. Oh, this guy buys stuff for cheap, but he buys it. I didn't...
The exclamation, man. Like, that's just so... Ah, this guy buys stuff. That's so good.
Notice this. Cool. Lantern, lumberjack axe. No weaponry, but he buys animal parts, it looks like. We have 11 bucks. I think a torch would be cool. Costs 4 copper. Oh, we could buy it. Did I buy it? Buy. Let's see if it gives any more light, because I'm not liking the candle. No, it's the same, but it was cheap. They said we should save our money for new skills.
I'm glad you guys picked up on that as well. The 11 bucks. He does it. He says bucks a few more times, and it's just like, it's heartwarming. Yeah, this is great. I love it. The copper bucks.
It's cheap. They said we should save our money for new skills. That's what the guildie said, instead of buying gear. Yo,
how did he get in this guild? Somebody is in here. Somebody is in here from backdoor. How did you guys discover each other? Do you know?
You know, at this rate though, leveling legit is gonna take hours and hours. I'm not sure if I'm playing this right. Oh. There's an axe. Oh, he got a skeleton with an axe on it. Dang it.
Dude, that joy right there. Is that... I've got to watch his other videos and just see if he's like this about everything or what, but that...
Gear. You know, at this rate though, leveling legit is gonna take hours and hours. I'm not sure if I'm playing this right. Oh. There's an axe. Oh, he got a skeleton with an axe on it. Dang it. We missed it by a second. We have a 30-minute speed boost buff. I'm not gonna level for like legit 4 more hours of grinding. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Someone PM me. I asked if there's a reason I can't use this rend skill. I'll help you, bro. Oh, this guy's decked out. Let's see if we can get this guy. Get the hatchling. Oh, his two-handed axe is so cool. We got him. Okay, let me try this again. This bar is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The hot bar is actually shift. So I think I'm pressing the wrong thing. I need the sun to come up so I can actually...
Liz said the fact that this is not his first tune is impressive, surprising, genuine joy you can hear. I think he only played like the first 2 hours was him trying to find his guildmaster. If you watch the beginning of the video again, I think he said he like played for 2 hours, and that was just to get the first quest started. LMAO, the well-intentioned KSing is taking me out. This is something, Don Vesper, this is something I was trying to remind people of. Sweet D Willie, thank you. Thank you for the raid. Those of you that just came in, we're watching this wonderful video from IndieP. Here, I'll link it. or I'll link his channel. And it's just his like first experiences playing during the playtest. He came in right at the end of the playtest, like the end of the weekend, and only had a couple hours to play. But clearly, not a EQ, not an MnM player from what I can tell. Well, obviously not an MnM player, but not an EQ player from what I can tell. And it's a really, it's a fun video to watch. Sweet D Willie, I hope you've been good. Thank you for bringing your friends in here. Those of you that stick around, if you're not familiar with the game, it is Monsters and Memories. You can find our Discord right here. And we're going to continue watching this video. If you guys are still around afterwards, then definitely will feel free to say hi. Well, yeah, I hope you had a good stream, and I know how quickly I like to get out after I raid somebody. So I hope you are good and have a great rest of your day if you bounce.
Actually see things. Use rend. Oh, I can't use rend. Dang it. I don't know how skills work. Do you just spam them to level them up? Here's our little skill page.
Just gonna go get your son. All right, well, be safe. Have a great rest of your day with your son.
Slashing 10 out of 10. Oh, I don't think we're gonna get any stronger. We might need to level this up. Why are we struggling? Oh, this is a different kind of rat. Wharf rat. Come on. Finish him. Okay. Yeah, that levels up my might. I was using rend. Okay. So we're pretty much at like the peak level we're gonna hit in this playtest. There's no chance I'm getting to level 3. But these guys do give a lot more experience. It went up, so we might have to grind here later. My main goal would be to get a two-handed sword would be really cool. Or some armor. We need to go learn how to increase the cap on our skills. Because we are capped out at 10 on these. I see a skeleton. He has a shield or something. No! Looks like skeletons mainly spawn over here. Nice, they gave it to me. Thank you to that player. I guess.
Oh, that's it's such a great moment. Like, I don't know. It would break my heart if this is like his stage persona. But if IndieP, if this is really you, if this is just the joy that you get, like I really Gloomkin, you said he's in your guild. If you can link us up, it'd be great. It would be great to just be able to talk or something. I kind of don't want to spoil it. I kind of maybe nobody from the team should talk to him, and we should just wait for more videos. Like we shouldn't corrupt him in any way.
My main goal would be to get a two-handed sword would be really cool. Or some armor. We need to go learn.
My main goal is get a two-handed sword. That'd be really cool. Or get some armor. Those are goals. Those, like, other games are feeding you quests. Feeding you a bunch of dialogue about why they need the 10 rat tails. And this guy, he's on his own mission. He's already made his own quest. Two-handed sword, check. Some armor.
Learn how to increase the cap on our skills. Because we are capped out at 10 on these. I see a skeleton. He has a shield or something.
I see a skeleton. He's got a shield or something. That is a moment. That's like, that's an immediate sort of like emergent moment.
No! Looks like
heartbreak.
skeletons mainly spawn over here. Nice, they gave it to me.
And then someone gives it to him.
Thank you to that player. I guess they're like me. I gave away the other one. If my class doesn't use it. Okay, so we have a shield. So
that's true. He gave somebody else. An item he found early on, just kind of unprompted. And the karma is already returned to him. Huntsinger said, "How is this game? It is amazing. If you stick around after the video, we'll tell you all about it." But chat can tell you all about it right now, I guess. You probably weren't even talking to me.
That player? I guess they're like me. I gave away the other one. If my class doesn't use it. Okay, so we have a shield, so I might be able to fight a little bit easier. Let me go check out my skill trainer, see if we can raise the cap on anything. This guy has 2 staves. I've never seen that in a game. Fighter spell merchant. Offensive stance. This only cost 11 bucks for a new skill? Offensive stance, nice.
11 bucks. It's still bucks. 2 staves. I've never seen this in a game. That answers your questions right there, Huntsinger. People can rock 2 staves in our game. Have you ever seen that before? Probably not.
Let's fight the Scarab. Offense by 5%, your damage by 10%. Heck yeah. I don't know if this is gonna be much of a difference, but it's exciting. Alright, I don't know if anyone's even made it this far in the video, but definitely grind out the mobs, sell the stuff, and buy
Why
more.
would someone not make it this far in your videos? I will watch it. I'm gonna go back and watch his other videos on other stuff. If he's this positive and wholesome in his other videos, I'll watch all of them.
More skills. Doesn't want this. Scarab like $1, whatever. We need more monies. We need to find stuff that stacks that he wants, because we have like no inventory space. We need to find out how to get another bag. Guilty says we can go to Shifty Gnome, get a free bag from his quest, and never turn in the quest, so we keep the bag. Ooh, tattered cloth robe, 13 bucks, nice. Okay, so we need to hail him. Press H to hail. What can we do for each other, friend? I have some work for you. Alright, pretty sure he gave us a bag. Haha. Now we'll keep this bag forever. Perfect.
Now I'll keep this bag forever. I've got it sped up to 125 just because I was like, here, I'll even slow it down because this is so enjoyable. I was just worried about like 30 minutes on stream of this.
We have a
You can't play the game yet until we have open play tests from time to time. But you can make an account, you can make a character and stuff like that. His voice sounds normal at 1.25 though. Weird. Let's see what he sounds like at 1. We may speed it back up if he sounds less wholesome.
lot of skills we can learn. Shout, defense. Can I read this? Take up a defensive posture. These all have level requirements. All we can really get is this one. Reducing damage from an enemy, 22 bucks. I'm gonna go fight those guys over there on the left side of the map. I think they might be level 2 because they gave me a bit more experience. Has it been 30 minutes already? There goes our buff. Fight one of these again.
Has it been 30 minutes already? Now it sounds like he's in slow motion. All right, IndieP, you've got to speed up. 1.25 is your like that's your better speed.
Dang, I don't know if Shrek's gonna make this one. Oh good, he's running. Cracked staff. Ooh, cracked staff 81, nice. Looks like fighter is for sword and shield, so I guess we're sticking with this. We do have 1 silver now.
Oh no. Okay.
Ooh, poisoned me or something. Our health is yellow still, and it's been a while. Oh, blistering
no.
rot. Does he? Whoa, my health! Bruh, what was that about? There's my body. Our guildie came and gave us a ton of stuff. So he gave us a ton of backpacks and some gear. So
Wow, you guys hooked him up. Look at this. He is decked out now. Now he's ruined. Yeah.
he gave us some weapons. Copper short sword. Doesn't look like there's a level requirement. Let's use that. Go fight some stuff after this. I guess we're gonna continue on.
But this is perfect. This is a perfect journey for him, right? Like there's nothing wrong with getting into a guild and having them twink you out like this. Now he's hooked. This is what it's all about. Like that's a massive win. I don't know how he got in your guild, but like that is a metric in other games, right? Like if you're looking at mobile games, they're trying to get you into some sort of a social construct as quickly as possible because retention goes up so much higher the second you can get somebody into a team or a squad or a guild or whatever. And look at him go.
On our quest to level? I don't know. It's pretty dark, but we should take less damage now. And we should do more damage with a decent sword. Well, seems pretty similar so far. I'm gonna continue to grind, get to level 3, and then call it a day. Here's another wharf rat.
Wharf rats are durable, huh?
Even gonna take one of these out. Let's see if this guy can help me. My screen is pitch black. Where's the crocodile? This guy invited me to party. I don't know how the experience is gonna be. We're about 2 bars away. Yeah, we have a druid, Woody. This guy should be able to give some kind of buffs or help us somehow. Let me add taunt to my skill bar. Oh, this guy heals. Perfect. Did it work? Yes, it worked. No, not really. Use taunt again.
Zukin said this is the best part. He was going to call it a day and then gets in a group. I've seen that on a number of videos, even like first time videos of different people over the last year or so. And they're like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to call it right here. And then it's just the video just keeps going for like another. I think there was like a Nathan video that did that, where it's like another 2 hours or something.
Some kind of shield buff from the druid. Finally, daytime. We're pretty close to leveling.
He's like, I'm gonna play until I hit level 3. "5 p.m. call it a day. Next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. That was EverQuest for me when I first started playing. I was shocked at how often I was watching the sun come up, and my girlfriend would come in and be like, "Did you play that game all night?" I was like, "Yeah, it's weird. I can't stop." Hey, Sirenth.
Come on, level up. Level up after this? Nope, almost. This druid is keeping us healed so we can grind a lot. He may be backstabbing. He's got a knife. I taunt.
Dude, look at the little guy and the big guy together. How great is that?
Come on. Yay. Alright, we're gonna take out this guy. I'll go check out if we can get any level 3 skills. I guess I'll get defensive stance for when I'm not by myself. Looks like we're going tank as usual. We're always tanking. Oh, nice. We're taking him out way faster.
When you saw the sun, you're like, "Oh no." That, for real. There were a lot of times where I looked over and I was like, "Oh no, yeah, I did it again." Can't believe you're in the guild with this legend. You definitely need to support him and keep him safe.
Too. We can get this one. It decreases their damage for 30 seconds. Next we can get defensive stance. Let's learn these skills. Alright, we got some new skills. Let's go meet back up with those guys, I guess. I don't know how long I'm gonna grind this out. My eyes are starting to burn. Let me see the cooldowns on these. Oh, there's my charge attack. 20-second cooldown for charging. 6-second cooldown for a shout. Alright.
What did he say exactly here?
Oh, there's my charge attack. 20-second cooldown for charging. 6-second cooldown for a shout. Alright.
So he got his abilities, but when you go and get your abilities, you're like, "I'm gonna level up," and then, all right, well now I can go get some abilities. Let me see what I've got. But then you've got to like try them out, right? You can't just go to bed without actually trying your abilities.
Let's learn these skills. Alright, we got some new skills. Let's go meet back up with those guys, I guess. I don't know how long I'm gonna grind this out. My eyes are starting to burn. Let me see the cooldowns on these. Oh, there's my charge attack. 20-second cooldown for charging. 6-second cooldown for a shout. Alright. Oh man, we're smoking these. Okay, I'm trying to get these guys to move on because it's too easy for us here.
He's moving them to a new camp. Trying to get these guys to move on because it's too easy for us here. Oh man.
There's my shout. They do less damage with this red on them. Okay, I convinced them to show me where the Ashura camp is, which is the humanoid dog dudes.
Watching him feel what I felt in 1999 is bringing me pure joy. Exactly, Possum. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people are bullshitting us in the comments. You know, so whenever you guys comment on videos, those of you watching the VOD or whatever, those of you that watch the VODs regular, you know the deal. Because like we get a lot of comments and always try to like give it a little thumbs up, and we always just copy and paste all the comments and send them over to the team in one of our channels, or I think like the inspiration channel. Good comments, bad comments, we post all your comments in there so the team can see them, because not everybody's checking the YouTube comments. And we get so many people that are like, "Hey, this feels like it did back then." Even people that have, you know, not just new people that obviously not new people, because how would they know what it felt like back then? But you know what I mean. And either a lot of people are bullshitting us or we've tapped into something.
If no one's there, maybe we can grind there. This should be, yep, that's the cutoff point to the next zone. Okay, we all loaded into the second zone. Looks like still a lot of people out here. Looks like that's the camp. Not sure if we're gonna be able to fight stuff here. This one's taken. There's only one?
The bug that guy's invisible.
There's a PvP server, but we are on PvE. Darn. This one's also taken. Well, the sun is setting in game and my eyes are burning. It's been like 4 hours. Actually ended up having fun. I want to continue playing, but I just need a break. And today's the last day to play, so I'm just going to end it here. Let me know what you think of the game. I think it's a decent amount of fun solo, but with the party, you can progress much faster and have some more fun. And you have, more sustain, especially if you have a healer. Seems like the way to go is going to be group training, which is alright, I guess. I think after a certain point, you're just going to have to group up. You're not going to be solo grinding in this game. Let me know what you think. Have you guys tried this before? Are you interested in trying it? Because the playtests are every so often, so you can get in next time. There's definitely a lot of hype from some old school players with this, so the game should be populated for a while. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave me a like. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you're into indie MMOs. That's all we cover on this channel, and we have a Discord server as well. Shout out to the Backdoor Guild. They helped me out big time. I probably wouldn't have continued if I couldn't even find my trainer in the first place, but they also helped me out with gear, and I had plenty of questions. So if you're gonna play this, you might as well join their Discord server as well. They seem pretty friendly, and they'll help you get going. They want the game to succeed, I think. But that's all for today. I'm exhausted. I doubt anyone's made it this far, but thanks for watching. Let me know what I should play next, and until next time, I will see you in game.
We absolutely made it this far. Great video. Great video. Not only does it give us some things to look at to like improve, and learn from, but it was just a really nice video. What a great attitude. Super cool. Super cool. I'll get the background music going again. Let me turn this down a bit because it's probably going to blast your ears. Let me check that it's not 1, 2, 5 like that. Hit play. Yeah, that was a good Friday movie night. You're correct. All right, so definitely tapped into something. I mean, this is just a worse EQ. Yeah. Thanks, Co. Let's see. Keyframe says this is the first MMO that had me feeling lost since the first time I booted up Final Fantasy XI at North America launch. Great feeling. Yeah, it's interesting whenever we get the people that comment about, I played for the first time, I was lost for 3 hours. Perfect. Or can't wait to do it again, or whatever. I think an attack button on the command bar like EQ had would help a bit. Yeah, so we've got a list of like things to discuss. Potential changes. And we've got a little Confluence page for it, and there's some stuff like that. Yeah, you Final Fantasy XI guys that are in here, it's pretty cool. It's cool to see. Quick Sound said that was fun. Took me back. Nobody fans, thumbs up. Got people clapping. More intuitive shortcuts for menus will make you less frustrated with the game. Yeah, and there's some just base UX stuff that we could look at and see what we can do there. Runalf said his point about having friends in a guild to help him figure it out is a big part of it. It's a huge part of it. There's a video we watched a couple years ago where it was it was like an hour video. The guy did a series where he was getting his girlfriend who didn't play any video games to play different video games, and he was just making videos about it. And he did a whole video on how much of early video gaming was just sort of like word of mouth. It's kind of an oral tradition or whatever. Right? Because he was like, how did I learn how to play Mario Brothers? And just how much of it was like his friends telling him, and like then they would show somebody else or whatever. So yeah, I mean there is something to it, right? It would suck to churn a ton of people just because they don't have those friends or whatever. But I don't know. we'll continue to improve the first time user experience and some UX stuff, and definitely, you know, there are a lot of like, I think, easy wins, and there's a lot of stuff that the teams have been pushing for that, like I said earlier, I've been resistant to in some of the discussions as well, where I'm like, yeah, you know, these days it's like, no, actually that's not going to kill the vibe. But the goal is to make sure that we just don't kill the vibe, right? Like that's it. It's never like it's not dogmatic or whatever beyond, hey, let's just make sure we don't screw up the secret sauce, and err on the side of, all right, we may churn some people, but we still haven't we haven't screwed up the vibe. But they're not mutually exclusive, and I definitely think that there's some stuff that we can do to help some of those people, but then hopefully more and more people get in, and you guys continue to do what you've been doing in OOC, which is helping people. And you know, we see like a plethora of guilds, and yeah, so look at the lighting in the Elementalist monk area. Still can't see. Yeah, there's definitely it's a fair point. They're definitely, especially as we're going through and continue to work on Night Harbor and stuff, there are definitely some areas where lighting will help. A lot of little signs will help as well. Like I said, I just made a new little cute little female gnome necromancer on Friends and Family. It was just, I've only had a chance to play her for like, you know, a couple of hours of wandering around and stuff. And I was kind of struck, and this is why I'm over here looking. Actually, I need to find the scene. Just a couple of signs and some more props in like Conquest of Souls would make it a lot easier to figure out like where the hell stuff is. You know, so there's that type of stuff as well. Excuse me. Yeah, so there are different angles that we're gonna attack this from. But it'll be a combination of making things in game more intuitive, looking at the UX on some of the stuff, looking at some tool tips and things like that help people, see if we can improve that, you know, without it feeling cheesy, in a way where there's even more information potentially. There may be something that we can do. I always thought it would be cool to kind of be able to ask players when they're first coming in on like their first time playing, like kind of what games they've played before, and like get a feel for the default mapping of certain things. And you know, like is it right click here, is it left click there, blah blah blah, like hold, that type of thing. It may wind up being bullshit, may not make sense UX wise, but I don't know, we'll explore a bunch of different stuff and see what we can do to make it so that it doesn't like, yeah, well, it's like when you first make your account, when you first come in, it's kind of like something that maybe helps them set up the defaults in a way that feels more natural, if you're able to customize those defaults anyway, or those like the key mapping and button mapping and stuff like that anyway. That might be a thing. Then offline tutorial is something we're looking at, continuing to improve the manual. Over time, I think we'll have more and more creators that have made like 10 things that I wish I knew when I first started playing MnM, right? Like, you know, I needed, that's the first thing I did when I was like, I want to play Tarkov. Step 1. Go to the Shifty Gnome. Get a bag. Start lugging stuff to the right merchants. Make a ton of cash. Can we add a mandatory survey before you log in next test? Based on their answer, the default UI layout is a step closer to that. So Goblin, that's what I'm saying is like a potential goal. period. It's kind of like a survey that helps them, and they can opt out or whatever, but helps get things set up the right way. That's a big enough project. I wouldn't imagine us having it done by next test. But we'll see. We'll see, like... But that is one of those... You shoes, how dare you? But that is one of those things... Do you like chat bubbles, or do they disgust you? You can have chat bubbles only, LOL. That LOL at the end is exactly why. See? LOL. I was a teenage boy at one point. Maybe we could just, you know, just maybe a little, just not all the chat bubbles all the way, but like just, you know, a little chat bubble just for the emotes. LOL. I know what you're trying to do. New banners. Feindor, we have, like, we throw all these videos up on our YouTube. We've got, I don't know, like 700-800 videos up or something insane. So if you want to see more of the game, there's definitely there's videos up there of us play testing and working on different stuff. A lot of the team streams, so you can see folks working on art, like Zukin doing character work, and he's in here. Goblin doing textures and illustrations and concepts and stuff, and so and then a bunch of other people doing other stuff as well. You can see environments, you can see more characters, you can see all sorts of stuff. What are you guys saying? Joestrup says, will there be any way to apply for closed beta? When we've got more info for what we're doing with the alpha and beta testing, we'll post it. We're figuring that stuff out now, but we'll post it. Just be in our Discord or be on our mailing list for an update there. If those people around him helped him when he was screaming silently in the chat, I'd be less inclined to think we need something. I don't know. I don't know that that's true. He could have been like, help, chat bubble, and they could have still continued to do their stuff. I don't know that that's true. I think it's a convenient argument. You know, because it's like, when that low level player is running circles in the city past the guards, right? Like, we need something to indicate that this guy is dying, aside from the fact that he's got a NPC, a mob chasing him around past where the guards are, and he's running in circles and he's bouncing up and down while his health bar goes down. But I mean, I'm not arguing that earlier, before you got on here, I did not, I said that I absolutely understand how chat bubbles work. Like, I get why they work. I just think they're like, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like taking one of your beautiful illustrations and then putting an ad in the middle of it. or like you handing a beautiful illustration that you've made over to me, and I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some logos and shit in the middle of this thing, and you just be like, oh no. What about having arms flailing with, like, if you slash yell or slash panic, they're like, and little lines come off his head, stress lines. Yeah, if it's a goblin, they would have to be different from the stink lines. It's like adding comic book dialogue to an epic fantasy painting. It really is. Comic book dialogue in Comic Sans. But Goblin, I'm saying this in a more over the top, in jest kind of way. There's probably different things that we can do to tackle these problems. It's kind of like the targeting Reddit, the targeting circle, right? Like I hate them. I just feel like the targeting circles tend to just be a lazy solution, and there's all sorts of other stuff that we could be doing with you know, the name over NPCs and other indicators, or something that's, you know, just a bit more, I don't know, artsy, a little bit more creative, but still works. The other one that I was thinking about, the Goblin mentioned, was also the like some sort of, when you're talking to NPCs, some sort of an indicator that, you know, I think you mentioned, like, if their hands did something, right, or they, right, and that's, I guess that's client side, right, and so then it's the same as like a T-say or something like that. So I hail the guy and he's like, okay, now there's a bit of like feedback. Big Dirty Dead, no plans for a log file at this time. And I could also see, like, if you type in something and it's just not the right trigger or whatever, it's just kind of like shrug. I would love for there to also be a text response that is like, you know, it'd be like the same, whatever, 5-10 different random sort of responses. If you've got an NPC targeted, you say something, then that's a clear indication, I guess, that you're speaking with that NPC. You could be talking to the guy next to him, but the NPC is still targeted, and he's just gonna go, I don't know, or what do you mean? That type of thing. Excuse me. So those are suggestions. I'm throwing those out there because sometimes when this comes up, I don't want Goblin to sit there and feel like I'm just like, you know, picking on his suggestion earlier. Gabe Newell's rule of feedback applies here is all. It'll all come together with Bosch. Yes, and also Sandy Peterson's rule of feedback. There's lots of rules on feedback. Absolutely agree. I think we just need like two we need two things to be able to, well, actually we don't even need, I think we just need like a kind of like a don't get it response table that we could have, and then we just need code to basically ping that table whenever, is that too loud? Whenever you type in something and it's not a trigger. What's up, Dozakar? Yushu says, my wife rarely sees people saying things or tells for at least 5 minutes, even though we've made her isolated chat boxes for those things. Is that something that could be handled with other bits of feedback, right? Like, should the chat box be doing something? Right? If there was indication that a new message had come in. Yeah, so like a visual cue or yeah, and everything that we put in, you'll be able to turn off. Are all third-party tools banned from MnM, from botting to parsing, overlays, etc.? To the best of my knowledge, our stance is we don't want the utilization of third-party tools at this time, and that's indicated in, like, we're not providing a for the time being, right? Like we're not providing logging. There's no loc to go along with logging. Yeah, I don't. When I say it, it sounds very straightforward. So I'm like, am I missing something? Am I forgetting something? I don't know. Big Dirty Dead, it's not a mystery. Like, we show you your damage. You can look at it. Well, people will find loopholes. I mean, that's the game, right? Like, people will find, you know, as somebody said, like, why don't you just provide this because we can do this, this, or this to get the information. Whether it be a screen reader or packet sniffing or whatever. It's like, yeah, but you've got to jump through more hoops. And if we find that you're doing things that violate our terms of service, then God said, I would love that. A shrug and a sound or a when you get their attention, even a sound when you aggro a mob. All these things would be nice to touch. Yeah. And there are a lot of those little details, I think, both in terms of the code support, but then also just the assets, whether it be sound assets or enhancing the UI or whatever it is. That's all, it's absolutely polished stuff that I think we eventually want to get in. We'll very likely experiment with and iterate on and all that stuff. And we've got this very strong push because when we put a roadmap out, when we put deadlines out, we like to hit them for you guys, despite the fact that our development cycle is extremely unpredictable. We have, for those of you that are new here, we've got an all volunteer team. Our team is, at this moment, I think 32 people, since we just added someone. Let me go to general and look. And this is something I think people don't really know about us. And we'll have to update the team page because we've got an update coming. So I think, because the people hear that we're a volunteer team, in the past I've heard crazy stuff like I'm the only person working on the game, which is pretty insane. Then I hear that there's only like 3 of them or whatever, but there's 32 of us. We're distributed across the world. For those of you that are new to the to MnM, I actually, everybody's got kind of like different new updates coming out next week. Correct. Trying to remember certain people's like stage name. And I don't want to like dox anybody's name, but what I can say is, we've got 3 animators right now, if I'm not mistaken. Auto keys there, Birkenstaff's there, and I guess I'm trying to like avoid names that aren't, but Joaquin is there, but that's his real name, not his stage name. Right now we've got Bilth, Bjorn, Cad, Chinny D, Simon, Pattis, who his schedule's starting to clear up. I spoke with him yesterday, so that was really cool. Pattis. Am I missing somebody? I'm like scrolling up and down on the list right now. And I guess since it's textures, you can also throw Solaris in there. So that's 7? 7 people working on environments plus texture artists. Speaking of textures, Goblin doing textures and concepts and all sorts of other stuff. On the character side, we've got 3 guys, unless I'm forgetting somebody. I'm scrolling through a list right now. So ZBrush / Zach, Zukin, who's in here, and Brandon. And Brandon's been doing some props and stuff with the environment guys as well. So that's 3 guys on the character side. We got Robert doing music and sounds. We've got on the CS tools and all of our work that we're doing for payments and a bunch of other stuff, but like the tools work that he's been doing for us has been incredible. So Swanee came to us as a web app developer, but that's really helped us on he's doing interesting stuff with our ability to find data in the database and an easy web interface and stuff as well. But the CS tools and bug reporting and other stuff like that's come through him. On the design side, naturally we've got Nick and me. We've been here for a while. Then we've also got Kumidar, and this is in random order as I'm scrolling up and down so I don't forget anybody. We've got Rift, who's joined us more recently on the trade skill side. Lasava has been writing quests for us more recently. Nicodemus, Runaf has been helping us on progression and balance. Eric is our editor and been doing some writing as well. So that's 8 right there. I think that covers everybody. Oh, Stab. I almost forgot Stab. And John's coming up because he's in QA. He is QA. So John and Nick have, because Nick was like OG, getting everything set up for QA and stuff. And then we were fortunate enough to bring John on, and he's just been like sort of one-manning a ton of that stuff for us. And then, let's see, I'm scrolling back and forth. So Blink, Tom, has been doing video editing for us on the tech side. Ollie, so OG Ollie, Chip. We just added Encrypt, who was in here, who's going to be helping us with starting with UI stuff. There's a lot of UI stuff for us to do. And John, the other John, has been with us since like year 2 or 3 as well. And let's see, Callum on the DB side of things and doing other stuff. I think he's also helped with like guild stuff recently. I feel bad if I left anybody up, but I'm scrolling up and down now. I think that covers everybody, but it's like, that is by no means a small team, right? So how's the size of this team compared to other MMOs you worked on? Still smaller? Depends. So on average, a live team that I've been on average is about 30 people. But it's 30 full-time people, whereas we're all like part-timers for the most part, right? And so everybody's kind of, as they have time. So it can make scheduling pretty unpredictable, but we just kind of like try to bite off what we can chew, and then we adjust the schedule, and then, catch up sometimes if we're behind on something or push something or whatever. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what I'm saying on like us hitting dates is all bullshit until we deliver EA, but so far it's not looking too bad. Now I've been on a lot of, I haven't been on a lot of teams. That's bullshit. The couple of games that I've worked on, that had live teams, typically like 30 people. EverQuest went from like 30 to 70 back down to 40, pretty quickly during expansions. When I was on DC Universe, I think we were like a 70 or 80 person team until we really ramped up when we were crunching to get the game out, and then we were 220 people. So I mean, it just varies. And then after the game came out, they laid off like 30-40% of the studio, me included. So that shrunk it back down. And when I was at King's Isle, I think it was like it was about a 70-80 person team. And then at some point, like a lot of the studios pitching in, and that winds up being, I think the whole studio there was like 200 people. Star Stable, when I was there, when I got there, it was like 80 people in the company. And then we canceled some stuff and moved some people over to the main project. But by the time I left, it was like, there he is. There's the man of the hour. Indie patrons in here. And so by the time I left that company, it was like 120, 130. Indie patron. How did you find it? We just watched your video. So if you watch the VOD, we're watching your video. If you don't, hopefully you don't mind. We linked to your YouTube. I mean, not that you need the help. I mean, that VOD gets more views than our VODs. But how did you find first of all, how did you find our game? But it sounds like you're into indie MMOs. But so makes sense that you found it, I guess. But how did you find the guild that you're in? One of the subs reached out. He's been a sub for a while. He's in there. Nice. Yeah, they hooked you up. It sounded like you had played for a couple hours, just trying to find like your guild master and stuff over here the first time, but then you were running into some like pretty common issues that we've seen for people that aren't familiar with like EQ or this game, and then but then other stuff it looked like you had figured out, and so we were kind of trying to figure out like what people had told you versus what you figured out on your own. Completely distracted by this go-to. This go-to is pretty funky. Why is this here? Oh, it's probably there because this is back when I used to do really bad shit like this. Did not care. We should probably fix this. You had a zip line across for the NPC. They told you about the trainer location and how to get the free bag. Yeah, we saw that in the video. But there's some other stuff they were doing that I was like, how did someone tell you how to like give an NPC an item? Or how to trade? Because you did both of those things like a pro. Oh, you learned it from Evercraft. Nice. Does it still work that way? I'm wondering if they changed that, like, the way that works. Is it still drag and click? Have to check it out next time we play. It's the same thing still? Okay, cool. They're having a test May 2nd. Oh, perfect. The eco is still eco here, but I think it'll still get you. Okay, what is conning? So I'm actually really torn, indie patron. We were talking about it during the video, and I was super torn because I was like, do we talk to him and like start asking a bunch of questions and then like showing him a bunch of stuff or teaching him, or is it better if we just let you continue to like figure it out and then we just watch more videos? I'd hate to spoil it for you, but then again, hopefully you have fun even after you get through. Obviously, hopefully it's fun once you're through the hurdles of just figuring out how to like play it. Excuse me. So conning is considering, like, if you click on a, all right, you know what I'm gonna do. All right, first we got to figure out, should we be discussing this stuff with him or not? Yeah, are we breaking the Prime Directive, John? Should we let this just be completely organic and then we follow up on his adventures? I'd say anything that's in a new player guide should be fair game. Okay, Silver Dragon, I like that one. he either one has to promise to play more and document everything, or two, we train him up and he gets elite. Yeah, Zareki, I've got to update it. It's still eco, and I don't know if you've watched this stream before. You know how lazy I am about like updating stuff in my chatbot and other stuff. Yeah, he needs a two-handed sword and some armor. Well, he's got the copper sword now, right? Jindaro said we'll have Indy trained up to pro level in no time. Yeah. So conning. Oh, actually, let's start there. Have you? You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna. What would be the fastest way to do this? I'll just do it in editor. Editor's a little laggy, but I'll do it. Scenes, zone, don't change. Oh man, if I wasn't so adverse to change or whatever, I would use Swanee's new tool. Also, it's 10 o'clock. It's a bit late for that anyways. Talking about the have fun with people tool. Yeah, maybe we do that next Wednesday or something, Swanee. Migs, Swanee's got the best tools. What's up, Simon? So, Baloo is my name too. Simon in chat is working on a zone right now, and it's so cool. And you guys don't know anything about it. It's never been mentioned, and I can't wait till you guys eventually see it. But we may not even show it in the updates. We're not going to show it on stream. We may not show it in updates. Maybe we'll show like one screenshot in updates. So that'll be a fun one. There's going to be more of that happening as more stuff's coming online. We've got some different zones you guys haven't seen yet. There's some stuff going on where we've got some stuff going into the first module, the first big update after EA. Some stuff starting to be worked on, so that's going to be cool. Yeah, definitely small. All right, so Indie Patron. The Dungeons and Abandoned Chat Bubble Factory. Everybody in there has been massacred twice. They've been killed in the Chat Bubble Factory. They were killed. They were brought back in undeath and killed again. All right, so when you click on something, oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Have you seen the new player guide? Would you actually read the new player guide though? You choose is like shit. I don't even know if I've seen this. So Eric has been updating this as well. This is like if you're new to MMOs even. Did Nick was giving feedback on some crack. There we go. Crack. Any spell or ability that increases the target's mana regeneration. But, yo, do you have crack? Protest the Bread said glossary of terms is a great idea, especially if you can pull it up from in-game. Yep. The Urban Dictionary section of the new player guide. KS, kill steal, the act of stealing credit or defeating and not. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff that we can do as new players are coming into the game for the first time to make a lot of this more obvious, more readily available. Goblin, if you're still out there, I think we need it would be nice to do a different background color still. I still think like a more tan type parchment will be easier to read. People use /wiki for Guild Wars, right? Maybe some functioning game where I can just pull it up always. Yeah, it'd be cool if, because right now when you click on it, yeah, we've got a UI guy. Yeah, we definitely want to make it look more. We'll work on the aesthetics and stuff of it as we get closer to sort of going live. I still think the old like Ultima books and stuff were really, really great for that. Should we put it in the web app with search? Yeah, Swanee, let's follow, like, because there's got to be a better way to do it. Because like right now it's just bringing it up in this window over here, right? Oops, and now everything just minimized. Because I don't know how computers work. Excuse me, I'm gonna crunch in here. Any idea on controller support? Will it be there for EA or plan much later, like 1.0? I think that's gonna wind up being like a passion thing. I thought people had controller support going to some degree in Discord. Am I wrong? If it's in a web app, maybe we can also like wire it up with a help app in game or something. Well, I mean, we got Encrypt and we got you, and I think between the two of you, maybe we can make something happen. Yeah, so Reviver, I think it would be a longer term project for us to try to make the UI friendlier to controller support, because there's definitely some UX challenges there. The only game I've worked on that was both PC and console was DC Universe Online, and the whole time we basically had to build two UIs from the beginning, which we redid multiple times throughout the life of the project. But it was essentially, we're always maintaining two UIs, and we're actually kind of constrained with how the PC version worked in order to make it work well with the PlayStation, right? Because there's just certain things that don't work very well if you can't just like quickly mouse over. But we can, it's one of those things where fortunately for you guys, we have, you know, people on the team, Ollie and others, who are kind of, they like messing with stuff like that for fun. So, you know, I wouldn't put it past us. All right, so hold your eyes again. So anyways, we've got this in here. It covers, and it'd be cool if it's more searchable and stuff, Swanee, for sure. You're absolutely welcome for answering. And it's one of those things where just keep talking about it in Discord. And I think the more we can kind of like figure out exactly what you guys need and figure out what you're doing versus what we need to do, it'll be helpful. So we cover, I mean, you've figured out all this stuff, but we cover basic controls, and there's a bunch in there. Mouse controls, the interface, and thanks again, like Eric's been great about as we change things or update things. It's been fantastic having Eric on the team, because like we document a bunch of stuff after the fact. We're not like big pie in the sky like design documents up front, and the programmers, you know, Chip's probably like, it'd be nice if you documented a little bit more up front. But so we don't document a ton up front, but we do try to document on the back end. And then some of that documentation also comes out here, and Eric's been really good about helping us maintain that. Yeah, so C is in here. So C is for consider. I used to have that Cookie Monster tape when I was a kid. We'd play it all the time. C is for cookie. C is for consider. So that considers the targeted NPC, assessing their relative level and disposition towards you. Right, so if we're in here, somebody earlier was talking about dragging things, right? So this, if you noticed, turning my torch on and off is just because I dragged this down here, right? So if I hold it down, now I can see this is on there. There. So you could swap and stuff like that. But yeah, so if I target something like that rat, I can hit C. Yeah, it's stylistic, and it's stuff like that. It's like, how do we convey that more easily, right? I think in this modern day and age, I think one thing that's going to happen, and people are like, oh, but you shouldn't have to rely on it, but it's just, okay, but yeah, is more content creators doing stuff like, here are the first 15 things you need to, you know, and those videos do well. I'm not trying to like put a bee in anybody's bonnet to try to like make it happen or whatever. I'm not trying to force it, but like 10 things you need to know, the 20 things you need to know to get started for MnM. You know, because you can sit on a toilet and just listen to that, or, you know, whatever it is. Robot, have you seen sequelitis from early Egoraptor on Mega Man? None of that rings a bell. But it's got 15 million views. Sequelitis. Why did I say it weird? Sequelitis. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to hit pause. A lot of gamers learn the game watching Twitch. I've got it up, Goblin. I'll watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow for sure. My first hour, a couple weeks before the video, the note said to ask the guards, and they hate me. Oh, because you're an ogre? Any of the guards hate ogres in town. Interesting. That may be a thing that we've added and not really properly factored in. Because we're jamming a lot of stuff into... And it may be a byproduct of maybe your god selection, but you picked... Who did you pick? You picked Goblin's puppy. Matswar. I wonder if when we're playing around with the faction system to try to like give religion a little bit of flavor as kind of like a little prototype. I wonder if we maybe hosed you a little bit with the guards. That'd be an interesting one for us to like check into. Tozakar said, speaking of god selection, I was able to play a necromancer of a good god. Well, I think it's hilarious, but please keep it that. No, there's no we're not limiting like necros. Necros aren't inherently evil. If you're a necromancer who's following an evil god, then you're an evil necromancer. If you're a necromancer following a good god, you're a good necromancer. And if you're following neutrals, then you're just neutral, right? Like, we'll look at those combinations before we go into early access. But you know, you may not have access to certain gods to start out with. But then once you get in, if you pick a god that's like neutral or whatever, you can always renounce your god and then follow a evil god or find a even more evil god. So Indie Patron, if you were, what is the next thing that you want to do in game if you were able to get in game and play? Do you have any idea of like, because you essentially had created kind of like a task list for yourself. You're like, I want to get a two-handed sword and I want to get armor. But then you got twinked and you got like every bag in the world handed to you along with a new sword. I didn't see if you got any armor or not. But like, what's your plan? What is the goal as a player? I don't know. Are you okay with that? Like, basically the goal is just to become more powerful and, I don't know, if you're into it, I guess more well known on the server, see new things, travel to new lands, meet their people and kill them. Goal is always to explore, so I'll probably spend some hours leveling. Yeah, it was funny. Like, we were watching the video and you hit a point where you're like, my eyes are burning. I just want to hit level 3 and then I'm going to be done. And then you hit level 3, you found a group, you hit level 3, you got more abilities, you started using your new abilities, you went to a new camp, and then at some point you had to tap out. Dizakar said, I give my son money when he plays if I have it on one of my characters, but he has to pay interest then. Oh man, interest. I don't know how I feel about interest. Paying it back, but interest. Oh no, server shutting down in 60 seconds. Yeah, I was just too tired. It was the last day. I need to find some more group grind spots. That's yeah, your level. There'll definitely be more to do. Oh man, I'm so excited for, you know, the possibility of like the full continent being actualized at some point. Just because I'm waiting for like the epic journeys from like East Coast to West Coast, vice versa. Jandara said, "We never know how long we'll have these characters. Better for people to be able to learn the game and enjoy their time, so they come back and enjoy more with us later. Unless we absolutely need to, you know, we don't like resetting your characters, just because we want more people to kind of get further into the game, and you know, we can get feedback on that." Indy said, "I'm playing Classic MapleStory right now. I'm okay with a bit of grind for character levels." Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. Is it cool if I ask, how old are you? Enjoy, Swanee. Have fun with the wife and the kiddos. Have a great weekend, buddy. 29 in August, so 28. And why? What got you into indie MMOs? Corvus is also 29 in August. I didn't realize you were that young. Did we already talk about that before? Ghastly as well? Like a year ago in DMs, maybe? Like, it sounds familiar, but I have to dig through. Goblin, how old are you? I forget. You're young. Yeah, I'm forever 21. Incredible. I'm just the worst looking 21. 31 as of April. Oh, you're getting there. You're getting to be old dog status. Sean is 21. See what MMO development does somebody. It's yeah, it's rough. Look. Hair falls out. Beard turns gray. Indy said, "I've always had a fascination with MMOs since I was like 7 in the garage. Kind of gave up on AAA MMOs after Archage. Yeah, Archage. Archage. Last several MMOs are just generic and lame to me. Ultra Piss said, "My goal in MMOs has always just been to play elf game with friends. The levels, gear, exploration is just what keeps things interesting." Right? Chat room with dragons. Liz said 19 at heart, 93 by body, 52 by birth certificate. Some days I feel that combo, but you know what? I've been feeling good lately. So, but I guess is that like when you talk about AAA games, is it just sort of like the patterns there? It's different degrees of fidelity, but it's kind of like it's the same. You know, you're playing through a fairly on rails, fairly easy to see. Like this is what progression's going to be like, type thing. Like again, going back to something we were hitting on earlier, there was the big thing. You know, when I first got on EQ, the big debate was MMO versus virtual world, right? Like this was the, you know, this was the big sort of highbrow original edition, copyright 2003. Right? It was, and EQ was kind of at the time, you know, working at Sony, and looking at what Raph was doing with Star Wars Galaxies, and you look at everybody is looking at like, you know, if you went into the Star Wars Galaxies area where they were working, it'd be like whiteboards with like Bartles diagrams and things like that. But it was, you know, the thought was we were going to be making virtual worlds, and like the whole the more theme parked kill bigger monster, get more loot, kill bigger monster, get even more loot sort of approach to making MMOs was kind of was doing virtual world creation a disservice. What is that, Doc? It is a book. It is, sorry, here. Let me. It is a book called Designing Virtual Worlds by Richard Bartle. Here, I'll give it. I got a copy in storage, but you know, and so it's like, about creating these places that, yeah, they're places. It's places, and they happen to have enough structure. They happen to have enough, you know, progression and other stuff that you've got some kind of like extrinsic motivations or whatever. But now it's really become, and we saw this. I don't know, like what was a bigger one to kind of really hit it, right? Like WoW did great with this, and really kind of like took the EQ formula and really perfected it, I guess is the way to say it, like where EQ was heading at the time. But again, EQ could have gone in this other way that was maybe more swiggy, you know, Star Wars Galaxy, more virtual world-ish. Zermis said, "Are you the lead developer?" No, we don't really do titles. I'm one of the founders and one of the owners. But there's 32 of us. If you were to go back and watch the VOD, we run through everybody that's on here. It's a part-time gig for everybody. It's a volunteer gig, but I'm the lead BSer. I'm just the front man. But we're more of a Borg. Let's see. Exist in a world or wander around a theme park. Yeah. So Indy says, yeah, there was no questioning how New World was going to play. Throne of Liberty, you don't live in them either. I put a lot of time into Swig Emo, the vanilla server. Lived there for a while. Didn't just kill the level and that's it. Yeah, I mean, that sense of place is pretty important. Oh, we spoke briefly on Discord a couple weeks ago about possibly joining the team. Okay. Spooey says games like EQ and MnM feel like I'm playing a video game version of D&D. Feel way more immersed in these more than games like WoW. Well, that's a big compliment. Yeah, we're hoping that people that enjoy like D&D and stuff and haven't played an MMO might hear about us if we create enough of a sort of world sense. Zerman said, I was reacquainting myself with EverQuest in the past month in anticipation of talking to you guys. Learned a lot of disappointing things about EQ. Number one, really hope you guys do not do what EQ is currently doing, which is taking options away from people. For example, I got my Necromancer and I was looking forward to fear kiting. They took that option away. You can't fear kite. No, we're not. We're trying to find as many ways to give you agency and allow you to feel like you're figuring out weird ways to solve problems, as opposed to like having a very strict setup on like, here's this thing and this is how you will resolve this, you know, this situation each time, right? There's certain things where it's just like, that's just straight broken. And so then we have to address that. But but giving people different ways to solve problems is a big part of the fun. This may be a question you're tired of answering, but do we have a rough idea of when the next playtest will be? Kaladar, no. And anytime we know when the playtest is going to be, we absolutely let you guys know as soon as we can, because we're as excited for you to come in and play as I think you guys are to get in. Ultra Piss said, Swig had me more immersed in the world than any other game. I spent hours in the cantina just chatting with people, sharing rumors about how you become a Jedi, and nobody actually knew. Yeah, the social aspect of it, it's huge. And that's why, you know, when we were looking at inspirations for like what we wanted to get in on this one, that's why it was, we felt like, you know, the moment-to-moment gameplay and sort of like the foundation of EQ was solid, but it was like, how do we get some of these other things in that allow you to establish more of a sense of place, right? Like, do I need to pull again? Maybe the server just bounced and that was it. Robot said, I was talking to the guitarist of the punk band Slates, and I found an extreme amount of parallels between the punk DIY movement he loves about punk and us, to be honest. Have you not heard us say that, Goblin? Ollie and I say that all the time. Other development styles are sort of like pop or whatever, but we're just sticking with punk rock. Like think if you look up like Discord records and stuff like that, how they've always approached stuff. It's just it's about just staying as core as possible. Not like contrived authenticity, it's just actual, we just kind of do shit the way we do it. Which is a turn off for some people, I think. I mean, but I mean, we just gotta be us, I guess. Not everyone likes Black Flag, but the funny thing is Black Flag's never gone away, right? And so I think that's the other thing that we've talked about with regards to like how do we approach stuff as a company, and how do we Henry Goblins, holy shit. Oh, I gotta write it down so I don't forget. Grand Theft Goblin 6. GTG 6. Don't let me forget that. We got to talk about the GTG 6 server. Watch, we'll actually get dinged for that one. We'll finally get our first cease and desist. But yeah, like the whole punk rock approach is, it's kind of rooted in this idea of like, because everybody, you know, a lot of people come in and they're like, well, but people under 50 aren't going to play this game, or you know, people that never played EQ is never going to play this game, or whatever. And the thought that we've had is, you know, when we came up with the company name and everything else, was like, if we here set time 5 a.m. I guess. Oh, sorry. Time set. Why would the sun come up? Yeah, so the idea was like, we've got to have something that's kind of defensible, right? So we've got to make a game that is unique enough that we're able to defend that, right? So that it's not easy for somebody else to come just make this exact same game, and we're not directly competing with other people that may have more resources than us, or able to hit a certain level of fidelity that we can't hit, or whatever, right? So it's like, how do we make something that's defensible, and how do we hopefully make something that feels a little bit more timeless, and unique enough that it's not just, right? Like if you look at our target audience, I'm trying to see if there's a way to bring this up without revealing something that I shouldn't. Go through here. Nope, that's not it either. Anyways, I can go off from memory. You don't need to actually see it. The target audience, because you're asking about target audience. What do you guys think about your target audience? Are like the target audience, the way it was set up was basically, we knew that there would be a base of people that are EQ folks. Let's see. I'm being tagged in something. We knew that there would be people that played like EQ, and you know, we were looking at the emulator community, like in the fact that there's just sort of this desire for something that plays a lot different, right? Like that had to slower pace, less actions per minute, like felt more tactical, you know, all of that stuff. And so we could get into that. But essentially it was looking at the people who have played EQ or Dark Ages of Camelot or like classic WoW at some point. We're like, all right, so that would be where we get a foothold. But then when we look at like the other potential like secondary target audiences, it's people that are playing tabletop games. Like I think when we started this, there had just been an announcement that that D&D had just like broke 40 million people playing. More strategic, you mean? Sorry, military brain. No, I think there's a certain amount of like strategy on the front running, but when you're actually in the moment to moment, is that strategy or is that tactics? Well, I mean, I guess we could go down to even further. Is that a procedure or right? But you know what I mean. Like, there's the overarching sort of planning part of it, but then there's the part of like, yeah, no worries. Anyway, so then it was like, all right, are there people out there that are going to do what we did, which was, in '99, go, hey, I wonder if there's something like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's 3D and I can play with other people online. Right. And so there's a certain amount of those people that we would be looking at, like potentially picking up just based off of the difference in systems, potentially the play pace, the difference in sort of like the mechanical requirements. Again, just looking at kind of like combat style, etc. Additional things like the mud actions, plus the ability to do things like own shops or, you know, have pack animals, etc. And then the third group that we're looking at in the secondary audience was also like um, people that were younger that were aging out of some of the other games, but are looking for something kind of unique. And that's where it kind of goes back to the punk rock part of it. Is I think punk rock will, from all of the decades, will always have an audience because there's always going to be somebody that's like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, looking for some shit that's not the shit that everybody else is into. Um, and that may not be us in many instances, but the total addressable market of younger people that are online and especially now that they're digital natives and stuff is in the hundreds of millions of monthly active users. Whereas, excuse me, when UQ was first coming out, it was in the maybe hundreds of thousands of potential monthly active users. And so the idea was like, how do we make something that feels unique enough and like a throwback enough that it stands out, that somebody that's like maybe 17 or 18 is looking at it and going, all right, well, I could play this other game that is just another one of these, like sort of AAA MMOs that keep coming out and don't really have many surprises. Or I could go into this environment that's just got a very different feel and, at a minimum, try it out. And then if they come in and someone who's 17 or 18 is going to have TikTok brain, they're not going to run 4 hours across the Karanas. I think that's bullshit. Like, everybody's been saying that forever, ever, right? Like everybody's always been, you know what? They don't have the attention span. I just don't believe it. I think there's always been people without attention spans, and it's cool because they've got TikTok now and stuff like that as well. But there have always been people without attention spans, and there have always been those like 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 12-year-olds that you'll put in front of something, and if they like it, they will just be like zoned in for hours. I'm not even watching what you guys are debating in chat, to be honest. I'm like at the end of my night sort of like ramble. Now I'm reading. Ultra Piss said, my kids definitely waste time on short TikTok type content in games, but if something really grasps them in the gaming world, they'll lock in and they won't stop playing it. It's all about grasping the imagination. Yeah, I mean, when we looked, we had a lot of like research done at my last company because the company was targeting teens and tweens. It was like, again, online horse adventure game for girls, targeting essentially 10 to 15-year-olds, but like kind of the core of the audience was like 12, 13. Um, and they asked them like, what other games are you, um, what other games are you playing? And all the surveys came back: GTA 5, Minecraft, Roblox, at the time Fortnite, and they're playing for hours. But like short attention span. I mean, I've got phones as well, right? Like I'll sit here and doom scroll through like Telegram, and Instagram, stories and stuff like that, and it just shit post and meme after meme after meme. I can do that for hours as well. But then if I've got something that I'm focusing on, then it's just as easy to drain. And I think that's just common behavior all the way down the age chain. Roblox has community driven content, pretty unique. Yeah, but they've also always had a they've always had an aging out problem. If you read up, they talk about it pretty explicitly as well. That's why they've over the years pushed for like more content creation from bigger teams and higher fidelity, because Roblox has had, I don't know if it's still the case, but has had a tendency to like age out at like 15. And so, but again, it's, it's one of those things where I'm not saying that none of it's zero sum or whatever. Getting off work soon to pick up a growler. What am I drinking tonight, Robot? I don't, probably some wacky, based on that description, Otto, some sort of wacky beer. I will tell you, Ultra said, I'll be honest, I thought the equestrian thing was a gag. Dude, it made, it was making some cash. Probably still is. Oh, I didn't put it on looping. Bandit TV said, playing in a playtest made me so excited for launch. Nice. Yeah, I don't think Roblox is going anywhere. Just saying, at the time, they were finding that once the kids hit a certain age, then they started exploring and playing other stuff. Whereas I think Minecraft always had a natural, like, a higher ceiling for age. Don Vesper says, I was like 24 playing Star Stable during a pandemic. I've always been a sucker for horse games. Don't even like horses that much. It's a fun game. I mean, I think that team's really cool. That was a very small team that kind of grew that linearly over, 10 years or whatever. I'm scrolling up just to see what you guys were debating. I think I'm good. All right, so we're rolling up. Let's see. We're rolling up on... It's almost 11. And I'm out of steam. And you guys are just going back and forth on monetization and stuff. We're probably hitting a good stop point. We haven't talked about DCC today. All right, just real quick before. The stats from the last playtest will be in The stats from the last playtest will be in the update next week. I can say that I think we had a peak concurrent of 1,060. And we had 4,600 people. So 4,600 unique accounts throughout the weekend. And the average playtime per account was 9 hours. I think all of that's correct. And so we had like, I think we had like 20 something or 30% of the accounts play for like under an hour. And then after that was just like, 30% for over 5 hours. And a lot of those were pretty high if it was bringing the average up. And, another like 30% for 2 to 5 hours or something. So, yeah, and we'll double check our data again before we post it, but we'll have a variety of different information. So, how much what you got for analytics? Is it like one guy's or gurus? How many analytic resources? We've got Swanee has been helping pull that data and put it in a nice web interface for us. Callum's a data guy. We've got one guy that didn't help with this specifically, but we've got one of our newer team members is just specifically set on balance and running through our formulas, looking at all of the data constantly with Nick and Ollie. So, and you may see him in here, but you'll see him on the team page when we update it. His name is Runaf. So training those guys on like analytics and stuff, and then some of us with like backgrounds on like looking at different metrics and sort of just looking at KPIs and stuff, which was a big part of my job for the last like 10 years. We're able to talk with him and be like, hey, can we pull these numbers and these numbers? And we'll continue to improve our tooling and stuff. If you guys weren't watching the streams during the last playtest, during that last playtest weekend, we had streams posted. Ollie had a stream going where it was showing in real time, like all of our user counts, our race and class breakdowns in real time, all that stuff. So we'll have more of those dashboards up in future playtests, but like we just got that's up for like even just watching friends and family. And we got, see you, Justin Beard. Enjoy your dinner, buddy. And then we also had like our petition queue working, and we're doing like normal customer service and all that stuff in the last one. All right. I'm tired. You could probably tell. I'm done. My steam is gone. I am going to bounce for tonight. Thanks everybody for being here. Indie Patron, thank you for your video that we watched. Thank you for making it. It was a lot of fun. And I'm going to say good night to everybody. See you, XV. Dreamed. Dragon. One more time, Justin Beard. Have a great one. Good night, Dozakar, Keyframe, Gunner Wolf, Stonelistic, Thadvic, Dagaroni, Esam, my friend, Migs, Coot, your new name is Cooties, Viro, Chili Sauce. Thanks for being here. Chaz Solo, have a great one. Riviere, You're very welcome. Feindora, hey, thanks for still being in here and thanks for popping in. Glad you hung out with us. Senris, see you. Quixana, I'm glad you had fun. Tsunami-san, Liz Biscuits, continue listening to your audiobook. You gotta get caught up. See Silver Dragon, Show 454. Guten Nacht. Schönes Wochenende. Don Vesper, see ya. Usagi, which just, I read that and I just see Uzi. See ya. Meeks, take care. Corvus, John, Hoops, Jazzman. I'm glad your Friday did not suck as much as it could have without us. I'm glad we were here for you. See you, Cad. Zaraki, take care. Good night, Indy. Later, Zukin. Klessa, I read that as Cletus. I'm obviously tired. Alright, everybody have a great one. Looks like we are good. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I will see you guys on Wednesday.